Okay, next one we're going to talk about is expenses, the other side of the equation. So unlike revenue, expenses has a lot more components of it that are spread out more equally. So I'm going to go through some of the main expenses, but it's really not an exhaustive list. So the first one we have is property taxes. Depending on the state or county you live in, it could vary pretty wildly, but usually you can't get away from paying property taxes unless you have some sort of non-for-profit exemption, but really that's a small percentage of properties. So property taxes must be paid. Property insurance, and if you're getting any kind of loan on a property, the bank, the lender is going to require you get property insurance. Maintenance. So maintenance is really any work that's done to the building in terms of repairs or upkeep. We'll get more into that about what maintenance exactly includes. But for now, just consider maintenance as an expense. Landscaping and snow removal, I lump these two together because they go hand in hand. If you live in an area that you don't see snow, then it's obviously not applicable, but landscaping is typically done everywhere. So that could be mowing lawn, it could be cutting trees, it could be any kind of recurring expense that is related to landscaping. Trash disposal, and then property management. Property management, even if you don't have a property manager, if it's self-managed, you still need to include an expense for property management. Could be depending on your area, type of building, type of asset, could be anywhere between 5 and 10% of the revenue, the income that it produces. So those are the main ones. I'll include some other ones. There could be flood insurance. If you're in a floodplain, again, a lender will require flood insurance. Low-income housing audits. If you're buying a low-income housing complex, you'll need to have audits done. Legal fees that are recurring, marketing, leasing fees. These are all expenses that are included. So I want to go through 3 items that are not included in expenses for NOI. The first one is income taxes. So I said property taxes before, that's the taxes a property accrues, but the income that is generated by the property is subject to income taxes, but we do not include that in our NOI equation. The next one is capital expenditures. So we call that CapEx for short. If we need to replace the roof on a building, that would be considered CapEx. That would not be maintenance. We do not include CapEx in our NOI equation. Very specific reason for it. We'll go into that why a bit later on, but for now, just trust me, do not include CapEx in your NOI equation. The last one is mortgage payments. So we do not include any kind of mortgage payments in NOI. Again, you may be wondering, hey, why don't I include mortgage payment? It is an expense of the building. Again, we'll talk about the why, but for now we know that we do not include mortgage payments in our expense equation for NOI.